Okay, so there's some actors that just have to deal with horrible lies all the time about them. They are completely untrue about who they are, what they believe in, and what they're about. And Alfonso Ribeiro is one guy who's definitely had to deal with that the last few years. And now the dude's really getting screwed over because of this lie that's completely untrue about him and Erika Kirk. A lot of people don't know this, but Will Smith wasn't supposed to be the main character of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air originally. It was actually Alfonso Ribeiro. That's because in the early developments of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, it was based on this guy right here, Benny Medina, who's a music mogul who grew up in a very poor part of LA, but then he was adopted as a teenager by this wealthy white family, and because of that, he ended up becoming a huge success. But the problem was in early development, the producers noticed the story was a little too similar to the Gary Coleman show, Different Strokes, and there were also a lot of people in the black community saying they don't want another show with a white savior. At the same time, Will Smith was financially freaking screwed, where he owed $2.8 million to the IRS because he didn't pay taxes on his rap money. So DJ Jazzy Jeff made a deal with the network saying they should make this show called Fresh Prince of Bel-Air that kind of mixes Will Smith and Benny Medina's lives together. And because of that, he worked out a deal with the IRS where they took 30% of the earnings from that instead of sending Will Smith to prison. Still, the network didn't want to betray Alfonso Ribeiro completely because they still thought he was a good actor and liked that he had more experience acting than Will Smith did at the time, so instead they decided to cast him for Cousin Carlton, but taking on that role, he had to take on a very different image of people in the black community at the time because Will Smith was going to be the character who came from the projects, but Alfonso's character Carlton was supposed to be someone coming from wealth, and being wealthy, he was Republican. Also, Donald Trump did make a cameo appearance in a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episode where Carlton was a mega fan of Donald Trump, so a lot of Trump supporters have kind of latched onto Alfonso Ribeiro and the character of Carlton, saying they want more black people to be like this and support Republicans. Also, at the same time, a lot of people have made this claim Alfonso Ribeiro is a conservative personally because he is married to a white person. He said because of that, he felt betrayed by the black community. That there is a little bit of resentment in the black community, particularly with black women, where they see these men who are black, they get rich, and then they marry a white woman. There's a little bit of a history of that, with an example being Robert F. Smith, the wealthiest black man in the United States, who's worth $10 billion. This was his first wife, who was Jamaican-born, and he met her before he got rich. Then he got rich, divorced his black wife, and then married a former Playboy model who was 25 years younger than him, so a lot of people do hold some resentment saying black men tend to do this when they get money. It's not Alfonso's case at all, but he is dealing with that complaint, saying he's had that issue his entire marriage. Now where Erika Kirk gets linked in on this is Alfonso Ribeiro has this fake story going around on social media saying that he was offered the chance to host her counter halftime show to the Super Bowl, but he turned it down because he was afraid of the black community. A quick thing on that, Bad Bunny is the Super Bowl halftime show this year, and he plans on singing in Spanish, so Erika Kirk is doing a rival halftime show, but she's trying to get celebrities to host it. Because Alfonso is known for playing a conservative on TV and also does have a white wife, there's all these fake stories that he's an Erika Kirk supporter and does want this rival halftime show, and it's all BS. Yeah, it really sucks this guy has to deal with this stuff, and by the way, I have allergies if you notice my eyes are screwed up, but with that, I'm Charles Perallo. Please subscribe if you learned something.